In this episode of the RV Small Talk podcast, we have a little bit of industry news for you, but we also have, some cute, cuddly, fangy, terrifying safety tips for you regarding felines out there in the wild. So do pay attention for that. And then we have something for you that's just basically seems like no-brainer RV maintenance stuff, but how to keep your living space in your RV as optimized for health as possible. What am I getting at? Well, you're going to have to listen. So listen. Welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about people, places, and adventures that go right along with your tiny trailers and your truck campers. We're your hosts from Princess Craft RV. I'm Clint.
I'm PJ.
And I still don't like coffee.
Oh, man, but you've got a nice foamy cup right there.
It's really pretty.
Lindsay, it even says coffee on the front.
I'm going to drink it.
I tried to set you up for success there. I just plugged in my headphones. I couldn't hear anything I said. Was it good?
Well, I don't know. I think, it depends on who you ask.
Okay. Yeah. So
PJ thinks no.
Well, so
I always think Clint is awesome.
So what you requested coffee, which was weird. So I tried to do it up for you. Everyone likes their foamy coffee. So I added a little bit of Dawn dish soap to it and spun it up real fast. And
that's what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
Well, next time, could you just stick with Palmolive?
Yeah, Palmolive.
Thank you. That's really
my some comment in there.
Do you remember that song we used to sing when you were kids? Comet. It makes your teeth turn green. Comet. Oh. It tastes like gasoline. Comet.
No, I didn't know.
It makes you vomit. So get some Comet.
Isn't that the song that they whistle over in the movie, The Bridge Over the River Kwai?
And yes, and then again in Breakfast Club.
And I think that they whistled it.
So many references.
I think that they also whistled it in Parent Trap.
Spaceballs.
The original Parent Trap.
And Spaceballs.
Was it in Spaceballs?
Yes, as the little things are walking on the sand dunes.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them, though, sang the words with Comet.
No, but we used to sing that in elementary school. Okay. We're leaving for the rally tomorrow. Can I just
Yeah. Go ahead.
For a second? Okay.
Yeah.
I just
let it out.
I'm good. That was it.
Oh.
Really?
Okay.
So why are you?
People want to listen to
I'm
that.
excited. Right. I'm sorry, audience. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm excited. Eek! I want to go right now. Like I was just telling Caitlin earlier today, I wish we could leave right now and go.
Can I talk about the amount of anticipation that goes into these? Every year we finish one, we take a little bit of a break, then you start thinking about it again. And then people don't make their plans for these things right away. So there's always a little bit of trepidation. What if our numbers are low? What if the numbers are low? So even as far out as a month and a half ago, you were kind of like, oh no.
Nobody likes me.
It's going to be a small rally.
And then boom. Now it's going to be a big rally. Yeah, so then I'm like, okay, all this preparation is actually like you got to double it. Like I didn't get enough shirts. Last year I got too many shirts.
Right.
Now I didn't get enough shirts. The shirt thing is stressing me out.
Ballpark, how many RVs will be there?
84.
Whoa. And so we're counting on the vast majority of those RVs being couple situations.
I'm guessing it's going to be like 130 people.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited.
Woo.
I'm so excited.
I'm just excited because Bob Apple, our resident musician, is bringing his band and playing for us on Saturday night. And that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
I know. That's my favorite part. That is kind of sliding into home plate where you just finish the rally. All the work is done for us. I mean, it's fun, but it is a lot of work.
Did she forget about packing up? Because I think that's a lot of work.
Yeah, she definitely left out packing up.
Yeah, well, I'm tired and hungover at that point. So,
Oh, and I'm just excited because it's like an excuse to go camping. Like my family's going to be there. My kids are going to be there. And like, I don't get to spend a ton of time actually relaxing and camping, but I still get to go.
It's like a contact high. You get to be around other people who are relaxing and camping.
That's right. I'm excited.
And there's all kinds of fire pits to go sit around and relax late at night. Yep. When everything is done for the day. And then we're up at 6:00 brewing coffee.
And we're going to have many staff members there this year to help. It's not just going to be like 2 or 3 of us.
It's going to be like a staff infection this year.
What? We're getting all kinds of
many
horrible things happening here today.
Well,
so guys, I think the rally is super fun. I don't know why I'm not nervous, probably because you guys have handled it all. So thank you for that. It's going to be super fun. And everyone should go to a rally.
For the record,
everybody should.
Everything that is a success at the rallies is Lindsay's fault.
Yes.
Also, everything that's a failure. Give that one to me too.
Do you want it?
Look at my little dancing earrings. Boop 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 boop.
I'm turning that TV off. You can't see yourself. Okay. All right. So I was coming up with some ideas for this podcast, and one of the things that we talk about is every now and then our listeners might want to know what's going on with the industry, just because you're part of it. If you're an owner of an RV, if you go to places where RVs go, you're in those communities, you're in those forums, you're a part of the industry, you know? So I found a little article, and it's on the paper that I passed to PJ, and I can't remember where I pulled it.
Are you waiting for me to jump in here?
Take it away from him. No. Yes, take it away from him.
You probably need to, but I wasn't waiting for it. I was enjoying myself. Go ahead.
Well, I think you picked a variety of topics today, which is fun. So I don't want to dwell on this. This is something, though, that we're hearing from everybody that's coming in and visiting us.
Yeah, I think it's just human interest news.
Yeah, really. Because the world of news, things get blown out of proportion. But the situation is pretty crazy. In March, the shipments from the manufacturers to the dealers was down from last year. How much do you think?
32%.
117.
Well, somewhere in the middle. It was 51%. So I was trying to be dramatic here. Did not work. But yeah, that's half of the RVs were shipped.
Leaving manufacturer factories to go to dealerships to be sold to the final.
That's right. That's right.
Now, is that because people are buying less RVs, or is it just because dealerships need less RVs?
Well, it is a chicken soup of all the things.
Ooh, a good hearty chicken soup?
Yeah. Or like chicken and stars?
Yeah, maybe like when you're broke and you don't have enough money, so you make chicken soup because you got leftovers.
Yeah, but
maybe that kind of soup.
Okay, but hey, I like that because it's actually something you put together yourself. It's a little heartier, a little bit more to it. It's not just opening a can.
I don't know. That's conversation.
Why did you say chicken soup?
Well, because think about why the market would be down. First of all, for the last 6 months, since shipments caught up, and then people started buying less.
This works because it starts with bone stock, and this is starting with RV stock. Go ahead.
He couldn't resist. So stocking levels went way up. People didn't quit buying, but they slowed down. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of passed each other, and buyers slowed down, shipments went up, and dealers got overstocked.
So I always kind of look at what happens in various markets and economies in a little bit of a seesaw fashion. Mm-hmm. Let's say you start things with, tilted one way, very much so, and then you start adding enough weight, but maybe you add too much weight or whatever. It's always flipping back and forth. Even if you had the exact right balance, if it was already tilted to one side, there's going to be a little bit of adjustment back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it's balanced. The thing is, markets and economies are never perfectly
everything
balanced.
Is going up or down. I mean, you're always moving.
So much adjustment.
Yeah. So we are definitely in an adjustment period. And if you know anything about the RV industry, that's where we've been. Right. And the question is, how bad is it going to be?
Do you have a thought on that?
Well, they say buying is down. We are still seeing buyers here at Princess Craft. What I think the struggle is right now is that August, September, all the new models will be out, the 2024s.
Right.
Manufacturers are trying to figure out what to build in order to get things moving, because if they're not selling things, they don't have any income.
Right.
So they're trying to figure out how to adjust, but they're still making 23s.
That dealers aren't
excited about buying, mostly because
they have 22s.
They have a ton of 22s left over from last year. So it's kind of this weird mix. So right now, what you're seeing out there is just huge sales and price drops on the 22s. Sure. The 23s, I think, will drop just a hair. The prices are going to go down because dealers realize there's less buyers and they're going to have to not make as much money there.
Right.
So as things start adjusting right now, and I think we actually did a podcast on this a while back. If you want to buy right now, man, find yourself a good 22.
Sure.
I will tell you that we had probably 1/3 of our inventory was 2022s a month ago.
Right.
And we are clearancing all of them. That's a lot of trailers. We're not the only one.
No. Nope.
So then there's 23s, which will then be behind the 24s that come out in 3 or 4 months.
Right.
That is part of it. So,
you know what this seems to mean for dealerships and salesmen in general is kind of what you see in the financial markets and all that, where there's always this, someone wise will keep on reminding them, you're going gangbusters right now. This is when you're flying high. There's a mountaintop experience, that and all that. Just put stuff away and prepare yourself, because this isn't reality.
Right.
The whole breadth of your career is reality, and you're going to see the highs and the lows.
Yes.
So put stuff back, and I sure hope the sales guys, heeded some of that wisdom.
Well, one hopes, and the businesses as well, and the manufacturers as well. Right. It's just so many factors going into it that we're gonna have an adjustment period. They are projecting about a 30% drop overall this year from the previous year, and those adjustments keep moving because things are unexpected. Right now, motorhomes are only down 20%. So if you're looking for a motorhome, there's probably not as good of deals out there, but they're definitely still out there.
Sure.
And travel trailers are, taking the biggest hit. The standard travel trailers.
How are the Class Bs and the vans doing? Because they're a little bit different. They oftentimes play by slightly different rules.
They do have a drop. It is a little under 50% in March, according to some of the stats, but they're still dropping. They're still doing okay, though. There is less overflow out there for B vans. So I don't know. We're just in an adjustment period. Sure. If you don't need the latest and greatest, there's some deals out there, and the industry is going to just take some time to write it. Do you think we'll lose some dealers? What do you think?
I think that I'm not sure that I think that the actual number of outlets for RVs will decrease all that much, maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot. I think we're going to see acquisitions. The big entities are going to find
more acquisitions,
and they're going to just buy them. Maybe someone's struggling or whatever. I think you're going to see, like I said, not necessarily fewer outlets, but you're going to see big name brands just popping up in those locations. Is what I think is going to happen. Is a little bit of a worry too.
Do you know that 35% of the buyers now are 33 to 41 years old?
That's so cool.
Yes. Baby boomers are only like 20% of the market.
Wow.
So
is it because they already have one? Because we already have one.
I think the younger crowd is starting to discover things. The market is starting to make things that work for them. Working on the road is something that they can do.
Yeah, it's more of a possibility now.
Yes, I don't think that has pulled back after the pandemic style.
Because in the modern RV era, this is the first time that baby boomers have not been the vast majority.
Yes.
They may still be a majority of some sorts, but not the vast, overwhelming majority. It's the first time ever in the modern RVing world industry.
And not to bring out something kind of weird, but with all the social media that we put out, the comments are getting weirder, especially on the smaller niche stuff. Right. Because they're the people that still expect 55 and older to be the RV crowd. Right. And it's just not so. The market is shrinking. The industry is trying to adjust, and it is allowing even more of that younger crowd to jump in. Right. And I don't know. We're not seeing a big drop in our niche market products.
And this is one thing that you and I have talked about before. I love that we're niche-y.
Yeah.
Niche somehow navigates things in its own fashion, but a little bit better.
Yes. I think they have a cream for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's look it up and apply it liberally.
Yes. It's been interesting to watch, but I'm glad that we are faring so well because we're kind of in a unique market.
Right.
But the industry is righting. It's going to affect all of us, but we're going to be okay. It's going to come out the other end. It's just going to take the rest of this year before it starts kind of balancing.
There's something about PJ saying it's going to be okay.
Does that make it better?
Yeah.
Because I do think it's going to be okay.
Doesn't it make y'all feel better?
So here's the thing.
It's going to be different, but it'll be okay.
On several videos that we've put out of your walkthrough tours on YouTube, people will be like, I just put on her playlist and fall asleep to it.
Oh, geez.
Because of your voice.
Well, I do think...
I also fall asleep, but it's because I've edited a lot of her videos.
There is a lot of adjustment that's going to happen. But I don't think it is quite going to be the end of the world as we know it. I think it's going to be an advantage for people who are looking.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a songwriter. I wish I was. That's Lindsay's job.
All right.
Will you be a songwriter?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, y'all don't worry. There's huge adjustments going on right now. If it works to your advantage, you can take advantage of it. If you have something that you have purchased that you're thinking you might want to sell, no, man, hang on to it. Go camping. Get out there. It's the beginning of the season. One more round. Come on.
Yeah.
And it will be to your advantage, not only camping wise, but financially as well.
You know, when you take PJ's advice, sage advice that she just offered up, that wisdom that comes from knowing people, she reads people well. We bring ourselves to something we like to bring up from time to time, and that is your safety when you go out there, when you get on with your life and go see the wild outdoors. And so oftentimes we've talked about, the prickly things, the cacti, the poison ivies, the snakes, the skunks, the bears, the ocelots, which aren't terrifying, but they're cute. Lindsay, what are we preparing people for this time?
Rawr.
That was scary, but not the
older women who like younger men.
Yes,
cougars.
When you are out there RVing, please watch out for them.
We never know what Lindsay will say. I am so sorry.
The cougars are dangerous, but they are also becoming endangered.
They deserve love too,
and they will not accept no.
That's not okay.
Lindsay, what are we actually talking about?
Mountain lions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all there are mountain lions in Texas. This is something that I have known, but
a lot of Texans don't know it because they're so reclusive. Yeah, especially urbanites.
And almost every county has mountain lions in Texas.
I've seen them.
So amazing.
I have seen them around with my eyes. Most of the time, you don't see them. You just see the aftermath.
You don't ever see mountain.
So I've seen them. Growing up, we raised goats, much as your family did too, and we had an issue with mountain lions. And the neighbor with the property next to our goats, he had emus at the time.
Emu.
That didn't work out well for him. But anyways, he actually was able to clear the premises of said mountain lion. And it was a big one. It was a big old mountain lion. He had been feasting on our goats and emus. It was a she. Anyways, but you also have a story like that.
That was terrifying. Yeah, we had a mountain lion eat our goats. The end.
Oh.
Ooh.
Did I tell you about the alligator that got in our tank and was going after our goats?
What?
I love alligators. They're so cute.
They are terrifying when they are not scared of humans. Ooh,
I can see
they
that.
will come after you.
So,
back to mountain lions.
So there are only 15 states that have mountain lions in the sense of enough mountain lions to have a stable
population,
breeding population.
Okay.
So
are they all in the South?
No. And a lot of the states that don't have mountain lions used to, but now they don't. And then a lot of the states that naturally didn't have mountain lions back in the day before we messed everything up, now do.
So they've been pushed around a little bit.
Yes, they've been pushed around and they're coming back. But I guess it was crazy to me that only 15 states have mountain lions.
An appreciable population.
Yes,
of
they're
mountain lions
like the other states that I'm not going to name. There have been mountain lion sightings.
Right.
But like scientifically, they cannot count enough mountain lions.
In every state, probably in the world, there have been sightings of cougars, though.
Well, people are scared of them. I mean, when people go camping, it's like, I'm scared. I'm going to have a mountain lion or a bear.
It's always the bears in the mountains.
Come into my campsite.
Why is no one mentioning the badger?
How likely is? Well, because I don't know anything about badgers, but
badger.
Badger.
Mushroom. Sorry, y'all. That's
badger.
An old YouTube video. All right. So everyone's scared of the bears and the mountain lions.
Do mountain lions actually come into your campsite, though?
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah,
like a shadow. You don't see them. You don't hear them.
They do.
They take your baby.
What? What?
Son, you got a panty on your head. It just made me think of Raising Arizona, and that's my favorite line from that movie.
I don't know that line, but now I
do. He got pantyhose on his head. Okay. All right. So you told me I should be a songwriter, so I'm going to write this song about all 15 states that have mountain lions. Are you ready?
Rower.
Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado. I can't flip these pages fast enough. Just kidding.
Okay.
Arkansas only has 30 mountain lions, but I think 30 is like the number.
No, I feel like 30 is. I feel like 30 is kind of like the Parks and Wildlife Service is like we can be certain of 30, but I'll bet you there's 200.
Yeah,
exactly. We can track 30.
And that's the thing. Mountain lions are elusive. They don't really want to be around people. They don't really want to go towards the action. They want to hide behind rocks. They want to hide in the trees.
I feel like they are all like their default is stalking. Therefore, you never want to be found if your default is stalking.
So why would a mountain lion come into your campsite?
Food. They hungry.
Yeah.
Okay. So Arizona, Arkansas, California actually has the largest population of mountain lions in the U.S.
Wow. Well,
but it's also like a pretty big state. So
and that's for certain-ish because you also have Colorado. The estimations are pretty wide.
You're right.
Because they're working with estimations.
Colorado has one of the other largest populations, 3,000 to 7,000. Yeah, that's a pretty big range there. But
that's when you really don't know.
There's
no idea. I have no idea.
There is mountain lions in Idaho.
They eat potatoes. They're kind of strange, but
Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, South Dakota. There's only about 200 to 300 in South Dakota. Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. So.
But I didn't hear good old Texas.
Oh, yeah. Texas isn't on here.
No, Texas is on there if you find the right page.
Oh, Florida. I'm sorry. Yeah. I missed a few states. I thought that wasn't 15. They're in Florida. You printed these pages all crazy. Florida and Texas. Texas unknown. The state of Texas is home to many mountain lion populations, but the numbers are incredibly hard to find. They mostly live in the far western Trans-Pecos region of the state, with about 50,000 to 80,000 acres of suitable land currently being used by the mountain lions.
And yet we've seen them in Central and South Texas. Yeah. So they are definitely, it's kind of like the coyotes that we have everywhere. I mean, they are everywhere.
I almost hit a coyote coming to work the other day.
Yikes.
I saw a couple running through a shopping center. He just trotted
across the street. I just was like, whoa. Yeah,
there were a couple running through Stonehill Shopping Center. It was probably a year or two ago when I was there. I forget. It was a day when there wasn't much going on at that shopping center, but there were two coyotes running through the parking lot.
Well, coyotes are brave. And mountain lions are more elusive. But anyway.
What they say about bravery. I mean, it's pretty darn near the same thing as stupidity.
It's close. Okay. So what to do when you see a mountain lion? I feel like some of this is self-explanatory, but I did learn a few things.
Don't slather yourself with Spam.
Don't keep bacon in your pocket.
Actually, yeah, because then you can throw it. So,
what?
Yeah, you can throw it in the other direction. Go get the bacon.
This is where we say don't actually.
But then bacon isn't running. And they like things that are running.
They do like things that are running.
Oh, yes.
So they're not going to seek you out. So if you come across a mountain lion, I forgot what animal we were talking about. Animal lion. Animal.
When you're hiking, that's when people sometimes will
because you cross their path, right? Yes. They're just going somewhere and then you're there and they're like, whoa, man, why are you here? So don't turn around and you want to see my heart breaking. But for serious, don't turn around. So you face it like it's your fear.
Eye contact.
And then just make yourself big, I guess kind of like a bear. Don't run, don't turn around, and don't crouch down. A lot of people's first instinct is to bend over and pick up a rock so you can throw a rock at it.
And that's a trigger?
Yeah. You do throw things at it, but don't bend over to pick things up.
Right.
Because then all of a sudden you look like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah. Right. And
I rarely look like a bunny rabbit. I'm just saying.
Hey there.
But I think it's the motion. The motion of crouching is what
you're smaller.
It's what their prey does when it's loading its muscles to spring and to run. That's what squirrels do. That's what rabbits do. So I think the loading action starts this primal trigger reaction where they know that there's a pursuit. Which they love.
They're about to go.
So I think that's part of it. That's why you don't turn around. I never
thought of that.
Yeah.
Don't turn around.
Because you'll see my heart breaking.
Don't turn around.
Oh, geez. Sorry, I said that.
Yeah. I mean, if you crouch down, then they start hearing, I saw the sign.
I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. Don't crouch when you see a mountain lion.
Yep.
So you have a staring
songwriter, y'all.
You get bigger and you have a staring contest.
Okay, so if you have a
staring contest with a mountain lion,
if you have a coat, you can open it, like flash the mountain lion.
That's right. Look at my watches.
I'm a cougar.
All my watches.
Makes yourself look bigger.
Is this what you're looking for?
I got the goods.
Sorry,
I'm like derailing so much here. Also, this guy just walked in with like a giant pack of cookies and then like just walked out without it, which makes me think there's a giant pack of cookies somewhere back there.
Do you want to pounce?
And we're just sitting here like.
And we're celebrating Caitlin's birthday today. Happy birthday, Caitlin.
Happy birthday, Caitlin.
It's Caitlin's birthday week.
And we're going to have strawberry lemon shortcake. Is that
strawberry
correct?
Lemonade shortcake?
It's unreal.
I already ate some. It was delicious.
And maybe some cookies because we can see the glass outside the offices. Everything goes by, and we had cookies go by. Okay, so mountain lions. Do they like cookies?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
So
and niblets.
Oh man, now I have the hiccups. This is the worst podcast. Throw things in your fanny pack. Unzip your fanny pack.
And throw stuff into your fanny pack?
And throw stuff at the mountain lion. Like your water bottle is a good thing to throw at it. If the mountain lion keeps coming at you, sing.
What?
La, la, la. Sing really loud or scream at it, right? Still comes at you. Actually, there have been a lot of people who have been successful on actually physically fighting off a mountain lion.
Because they don't want that.
Because they don't, exactly. They want to chase you. So if you've done all the things and this mountain lion is still walking towards you, pick up a stick and beat that mountain lion. I mean, like, please don't, because I love them and please don't hurt them. But there's a good chance you will be successful, even though it seems like you won't be, because this mountain lion can get you.
Just tell it no means no.
Fighting them is better than running from them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because if you fight the mountain lion doesn't see you as prey. The mountain lion sees you as a threat. When mountain lions, they're cats. They're cats. They don't want to be hit with a rock. They just want to chase something.
Big kitty.
Yeah.
But so this is not what you do with a bear. Remember, keep this separate. Not the same whatsoever, but with a mountain lion. Now, another thing is you don't want to be enticing. You don't want to be interesting to them, which would be the smells. What are you packing on you? It'll be the taking your small dogs with you on the trails. That's super enticing. Taking your small humans with you, because there are definitely accounts of families being trailed.
Yeah.
And followed. It's because something is enticing. It's going to be the smell or the sight. What? No? Not happy. No. Not a happy moment?
So with bears, there's bear spray. Is there anything you can do for mountain lions?
That should work too. Bear spray should work too.
Bear spray works on humans too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you are hiking, there's mountain lions, you have little kids, you're out there trailing around, some bear spray would be good to have.
Yeah, sure. I think bear spray, if you're in a state park or national park or preserve or something like that, that's just a good thing to have. It's also a good thing to practice with, but make sure you do it in a controlled situation.
Man, that wind will get you.
Yeah. You don't piss into the wind and you don't bear spray into the wind.
You don't bear spray into the wind.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Unless there's a bear or a mountain lion, in which case just take
whatever.
Pray and pray.
Yeah.
It's funny. It wasn't funny. We had bear spray with us when we were hiking at Glacier last summer, whenever it was. And I noticed everybody put bear spray in their backpack
instead of accessible.
So I was like, how's that going to work? You see a bear coming at you, you stop and unpack your backpack and get it out.
Well, most of the
time,
if you see a bear, just like when you see a mountain lion, it's at a distance and they're like, oh, now I'm interested in this human and I'm going to go towards them.
I guess. Okay.
I don't know how many bear or mountain lion attacks there are where like the person is completely unaware. Just like, rah!
But if you have to stop and crouch down to unpack your backpack to get out the bear spray, it's not going to help you. Anyway.
I think you're absolutely right.
But if you have it like in a side pocket, you just like pachung, pachung.
Yeah.
I think you're exactly right.
Side pocket would be great. But having your backpack doesn't make sense.
Having it is better than not having it. And then there's a degree of how accessible. And if you want to be the most prepared, then find a way to maybe even strap it to the front strap of your backpack or something like that.
And you could always pull it out of your fanny pack and throw it at them.
You're going hiking in nature. There are going to be unknowns. There's going to be some possible dangers. So,
do you have any stats on how many mountain lion attacks there are?
No, none of the victims would tell me.
Darn.
No. And
we don't have stats, actually.
With people as worried about that, I just wonder how much you worry about it.
Well, if you go to a park, if there are mountain lions in the area, there's probably going to be signage and, hey, look for this on this trail. Right. So just be prepared for it. But the point here is not only to be safe, but mountain lions are making like a really strong comeback in a lot of states and a lot of areas of the U.S. where they were formerly pushed out or killed. So it is a good thing. We like mountain lions.
We just don't.
We just want to. Well, yeah, but
right.
They were here first, so.
Okay, cool. Now, last week, whenever PJ wasn't available to join us, we had Cody on, and we talked about the changing weather patterns, El Nino system coming into play in the U.S., which typically for a lot of the U.S. and North America, what have you, oftentimes means more moisture, more rain, more humidity, slightly cooler temperatures, yet still warm. And in my life, that has always been a recipe for mold and mildew, which also in my life means irritation for my eyes and my sinuses and all that. And I don't think I'm alone. I think that this is...
No, mold and mildew is pretty common in campers, especially when you take it out of storage and it's been sitting there for months and that moisture has kind of been doing this circle, cycle around your RV. So,
and this can happen definitely in storage. That's when people are most likely to develop a situation with mold and mildew, but it can happen in just human humid climate areas even while you're traveling.
So are you going to tell us what to do about it?
I think that we could come up with this together because there's a lot of no-brainer stuff. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
So what are the issues?
Like, hold your breath.
Yes, for as long as possible, and then none of it's an issue.
You're not putting condensation into the air. No mold. Hold your breath.
So that's what we're looking at. Okay, how to deal with the humidity and moisture that's going to be present in the environment, and there's also mold likes the warmer, humid situation. So how to deal with that, and how to even keep it from starting in general. Because mold is a spore issue.
We could do a whole podcast.
We could, but we're going to do some quick stuff.
Is it going to be the before or the after?
The before the mold or the after the mold? I think it's the before the mold, a little preventative.
Okay. Let's talk preventative then.
Okay.
So what's the first biggest thing you can do to stop mold?
Well, for me, it's always been start with the moisture issue. And there's various ways to do that. You can travel with a dehumidifier of some sort. That definitely helps. And it also helps particularly in storage. In which case, open up those cabinets and just let the thing run if you can. The problem with that is that you have to find a way to empty it, and
you have to plug it in somewhere.
Right. So power your storage.
You have to power a dehumidifier.
Right. So there's other options. They have these rock type things that absorb, but they also have just desiccants that you can find. And there are RV desiccants, and I had something here, and I'm afraid.
I don't know what desiccant means.
So
me neither.
Those packets that you
just willing to say the silica gel packets.
Yes, silica gel, and there's different types. And so you find them in anything you buy, and it's in a box. It's a little thing you say, you tell your kids, do not eat this
to keep them from smelling moldy if they get in a damp environment.
Right. So it's a desiccant.
It works.
So there are products out there for RVs and houses that you can put in your cabinet so you can travel with them. They're out of the way. Just make sure your pets and your little humans don't get into them.
Are you going to tell us the best ones?
I don't know the best ones.
This is awkward.
It is, right? It is awkward.
So is that the thing that fills up, like the bag that people hang that fills up with water?
That's one form. Yeah.
Because it is crazy to me every time I see somebody like post a picture on Facebook or something of, hey, I just got this a month ago. And you're like, that is a bag of water. That much
comes out of the
water
air.
Was in the air in 1 month. That is mind blowing to me.
Right. And so another thing is you can keep tabs on how much water there is with a hygrometer of sorts. It's just something that measures how much humidity is in the air.
Hydrometer.
And then,
in case you needed to know.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So doing that helps a ton. Now, what you do with your routine helps a ton too. If you're cooking with a stove inside your camper, then you're going to burning propane is a wet way to burn fuel. And so it adds more humidity to the air. And this happens a lot. And you notice it more in the wintertime because you get more condensation on your windows and underneath your bed and things like that, which is a horrible place to have mold.
Because everything is closed up more.
Right. But it happens in the summertime too. So if you're going to be cooking indoors with propane, open windows, turn on the fans, and get that stuff out. Moving air is your friend. I know, PJ, you don't really like moving air.
I don't.
I think that you're great with it outside, but inside a closed space, you don't really like fans and all that on you. But in the name of your respiratory health and your sinuses and your eyes and allergies, moving air, move humid air out.
Okay.
So there you go on that front. Other than that, it's clean your environment because mold is outside your camper too. You're opening your doors, you're opening your windows and all that. Mold spreads through spores and those get in and they will come into your storage spaces and stuff like that. So you need to stay on top of your routine. Those three things really help, What
are the materials that mold the easiest? I mean, so it's like fabric can mold.
Right. But
wood can mold.
Absolutely.
Right?
So it's porous surfaces and just really just out of the way surfaces of any kind, but porous surfaces like fabrics and I kind of hesitate to say your petroleum-based fabrics tend to do better. So there's some hesitation on my part to say that just outright. But also, I'm not always the biggest fan of petroleum-based fabrics.
Right.
Wait, I have a possibly stupid question.
Yeah.
Can your like foam insulation or stuff like that mold? Like your fiberglass insulate or any kind of like the stuff inside your walls?
The block foam.
Yeah. Can that mold? Can that have mold on it?
It can have mold on it. Yes. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, anything could have mold on it.
Right. I wouldn't say that you would go so far as to say it has mold completely integrated with it, like impregnated in it. Whereas some of your fabrics and upholsteries really could.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about my camper in general, right? The Intech with like the smooth walls. Like obviously that's not going to mold, right?
Right. And here's the beauty of some of those products that are vacuum bonded or that are or have Asdel. That is a fantastic moisture barrier, and that alone helps you to resolve or prevent mold inside those components. Now, there's some products out there that have Asdel all the way around, top, bottom, side, floor. And then there's other products that have Asdel just on certain walls. And then there's other products that have Asdel not just on the outside layer of that bonded wall, but also on the inside layer of that bonded wall. So if you just see Asdel and you're concerned or interested, maybe look into that more. Ask your sales representative or someone, where's the Asdel? How much Asdel? Just the outside? Outside, inside? USA? I don't know.
This is like the song episode. How many songs do you think we referenced in this episode?
I think we're up to 5 or 6 minimum. It's pretty fun.
I think it was 5 or 6 just on the whistling tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So anyways, this is a lot of no-brainer stuff, but I think it's a good season to bring it up because people are getting back out there again, and it's spring, so it's the wet season, and we're going into El Nino weather pattern, which means the whole year is likely to be a wet season. And you don't want to be behind the 8 ball on this. Well,
yeah, just like a lot of things in life, mold is so much easier to prevent than it is to get rid of, because once you have it, that's a nightmare that we should definitely do a podcast on at some point.
You know, we have a product that we've had from time to time here, and I've actually used it probably more than anyone here. And that's those, I forget who makes it. I want to say it's Starbright, but it might not be. But it is a mold and mildew. I'm going to have to look it up and put it in the show notes, y'all. I'm sorry. But it's a little container with a sponge that has some basically chlorine in it. And you put it in the water, and you close up your camper and you leave it for a few hours. And what it does is it creates a chlorine gas that spreads throughout your camper. Preferably you have like your mattress kind of lifted up and you have your cabinets open. And mold and mildew does not do well with chlorine or bleach in general.
Yes.
But people are worried about, well, then I have chlorine gas in my space. And aren't there like international laws against chlorine gas after World War I and World War II? And the answer is yes, there are. However, chlorine in this type of situation, this type of chlorine and the way it operates is as it turns into a gas and filters out into the space, it actually consumes itself. That's why you're out of your camper. You don't leave your pet in there with it. That's why you're out of your camper for the prescribed few hours, because that allows it to spread out and do its thing of
killing the mold.
But it also has enough time to consume itself so that all that you're left with is a clean, a bit sterile, admittedly, a clean smell, but it kills spores, which is huge in the fight against mold and mildew.
I thought those things, I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought those things just eliminated like odors. You're saying that does it actually kill the mold?
It kills the spores. You may still have to go back and do some cleanup if you see mold or mildew.
Right, but it's going to stop it from growing more.
Right, exactly.
I had no idea. I thought they were just like make it smell better.
Right, and so I've used this obviously when we were running our rental program. I would use these on the regular because I wanted a safe, clean space for our renters. And then I was like, I'm using them in my truck.
Yeah, yeah.
I have
There's
kids,
a lot of surfaces in the truck.
And they spill stuff and what have you. And so I actually really like that product. And like I said, I don't know if anyone really has it on their radar, but me, I like it.
Huh. Very cool. Well, if you do have a mold problem, you can clean it up. Otherwise, put the stuff in there to prevent it. Prevent. Perfect timing for that. You're right.
So, good deal. Anything else as we wrap up this episode?
Let's go to the rally.
Yes, that's the next thing on our ticket is to finish our packing and then to get headed towards Bandera.
That's right. Cowboy capital of the world.
Hands in?
Hands in. Rally.
Texas Tiny Trailer Rally.
Okay. If you want to keep up with all the shenanigans from the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally as it's happening, your first option is to be there. Your second option is to go to social media and look up the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally, because we have a group there and there will be posts about the things as they are happening. So
there's going to be so many posts this weekend.
So look up the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally, but mostly on Facebook. That's where you'll find the group. But follow along. If you want show notes for this episode, go over to rvsmalltalk.com. If you want to see what we look like when we make these episodes, we are on YouTube with the video, and check that out. RV Small Talk Podcast. I think that does it. I think I'm out of words.
Wow. Can I write that down? Clint's out of words for this moment? Well,
he's done talking. He's literally not going to talk anymore. Oh my gosh, what do we do?
I don't know. We say bye, Lindsay.
Bye, Lindsay.